Hello everyone, welcome back to our series of Visio Divina, praying with sacred art and sacred images. Our next in the series, I got two side by side. The reason why is because we're actually going to see prints of both of these works of art very soon. We were gifted both of them and for display in the church somewhere. I'm having them framed right now, but I thought I might introduce us to them in this video series. So these are both done by the same artist, I think 19th century Spanish artist, and he made a couple of paintings that feature Mary and Jesus in these kind of ways. So here we of course have Mary holding Jesus. This is a depiction of the incarnation, the birth of Christ. And here we have after the crucifixion was called the deposition. Jesus was deposed from the Christ. He was lowered from the cross. Not from the Christ, but from the cross. So let's consider the first one, the happy one. So again, this is the incarnation or celebration of Christ in his infancy. And what we have going on here, Jesus is the one making eye contact with the viewer. And Mary's eyes are downcast, but in a prayerful moment, in a prayerful way, holding carefully onto Jesus while Jesus is blessing us, the viewer. His left hand is held up like he's imposing hands of blessing upon us. His right hand, again, with the two fingers curved, the three fingers up. Okay, so he's offering us his blessing. The angels all adorned in white and gold, offering incense. We offer incense, which symbolize the prayers of the faithful. And we're praying through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary to Jesus Christ, her Son, our Lord. And she is given her throne here. She's standing before her heavenly throne as she holds Jesus. And on her head, a crown of 12 stars. If we count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, where are the other three? Well, come on, folks. They're behind her. Okay, so it's completing the circuit like a clock. So the crown of 12 stars, that's Our Lady as told in the book of Revelation, chapter 12. And kind of clothed with the sun, so there's a bright light behind her and around her. She is wearing blue, traditional Mary. She wears blue and red underneath, so she's adorned in the blue of the blue that's associated with her frequently, and the red kind of hidden as she shares in the passion of her Son, who dies on the cross of the blood of the martyr. But it's already, but not yet, kind of being told here. Already kind of hinted at, but not yet fully. Okay, and surrounded again by the choirs of angels. Undoubtedly, these angels were the ones who appeared to the shepherds to rejoice and to celebrate with them that Christ our Lord has been born to us. Okay, so this is a very beautiful one by this Spanish artist, and so Jesus giving us benediction and Mary holding on to him. And we turn to the other one, Mary still wearing her blue and her red, the red much more pronounced down below and up above here. On her arm. So why? Because Jesus has died. It's hard to see the contrast here in this with the kind of the image here and the fuzziness, but Jesus is depicted here very, very pale and gray. Here Jesus is pink and yellow and filled with life. Well, not yellow. I guess I mean he's jaundiced, but he's flesh colored. Okay, he's alive and full of life. Here he is dead, so he is pale, okay? And while over here, Jesus, okay, was looking at us, and Mary is looking down, now over here, Jesus is looking down, and Mary is looking at us. And she looks notably aged. Her eyes have circles around them. Her face looks a little more hollow. Not only is she in grief, but of course she's aged 33 years since when Jesus was born. Here she looks very young and healthy in the prime of life, and here she's older as she would be. Here the angels are no longer offering incense. They're no longer, filled with kind of peace and beauty. Here the angels are filled with lament and grief. This one's got his hands cast upon his eyes. This one here, I think there's a tear in her eye if you can see more clearly. They're very sorrowful. Down below, we can't see it in this image, but the tools that have brutalized him are down below. There's a set of pincers that pulled out the nails. There's the crown of thorns. We can't see them. This is probably the jug filled with that kind of vinegar stuff that they tried to feed him with, that myrrh. Okay, so, or maybe it is myrrh that they're about to ready to prepare the body. So here, she's still holding very desperately and carefully onto her son, but her son is dead. There's no power, there's no life in these limbs. She's bearing all the weight of her son's death. So we will see these images in our church, hopefully very soon, at least hopefully in time for Christmas, I should think. I think I want to station them over by our Mary shrine on the west side of the church. As you look at the sanctuary, the two that we have there now depict the Immaculate Conception of Mary and the Assumption of Mary, and we'll give those a pride of place elsewhere on the campus. But these two will be matched in size and look, and anyway, they were gifts to the parish, and I thought I don't want to hog them and just have them here in the office where maybe 5% of our people come on somewhat of a regular basis at all, but to share them for all of us. So we'll see these again very soon, and so you've been introduced to them. And so I think that's it for this. Thank you very much, and join me again next time for our next in the series on Visio Divina, praying with sacred art.